in a self-defense situation, you only need probably a couple of things. So first, let's talk about punching. First, balling your fist properly, jab, cross. Now there's other things, hooks and all that, but let's just try it. Jab, cross. And there's only two kind of kicks you need. One is the knee, and the other is the front kick. You front kick and you throw the knee. You knee and you throw the front kick. Now, some martial artists, they got the spinning kicks and the jumping kicks. That's good, but in a street fight situation, you need straight line techniques. Straight line. And remember, the world is 180, 360. A good fighter, if he gets in a multiple attack situation, is always going to fight to the wall. I'm going to go to the wall because I don't want anybody behind me. But the situation is, fights are really 360. In a combat sport, somebody comes out in a sport, come on out. And two guys, I'm concentrating on this person. This is the only person I have to fight. His man can come behind me or whatever, that's in the street. But in a combat situation, the best fighter wins. Okay, good, thank you. Now, first of all, I said the 4 elbows. 1 and 2, upward elbow, 3, and downward elbow, 4. I switch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now there are other elbows, but you get the basics, okay? So what we talk about, before we go, all the self-defense we're gonna do, we're gonna learn how to do what? Jab, cross, knee, front kick, and the 4 elbows. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can do that off of any sort of technique. So, man comes out, he throws the hook punch. I tap and block. I possess elbow. I can throw anything else after that. Bah! Right there, and finish him off. Man comes again. I block, he comes, I square up, and I come and step in, elbow again, and look. Now, if you know how to choke, I can do that and check my man out. Now, also, guy comes and he chokes me. The number one mistake people make with a choke is they don't know how to make their neck strong and how to counter that choke. Chokes me. Elbow straight up, and I give him that back fist. Good. Now you're gonna see martial artists, they do a lot of fancy stuff, like they'll loop over and strike and they'll break his arm. Yeah, that's if you know the game. We all don't know the game. So from the basics, guy comes at me again, chokes me, I elbow straight up, and I back fist him. Boom, from there, I knee. Look at his leg here. Look. I don't need high kicks. I don't need high kicks. I see his groin. The mistake that people make with the groin is that they kick to the groin. But you're supposed to watch the camera, kick under the scrotum. Especially now, because, stand up. Young guys, even though he's a gentleman, they still wear their pants hanging off their behind. So that means you really gotta kick all the way up and in. Never kick a front kick here. The front kick is here. Straight in. And under control, what we wanna have. Now 4, guy throws a hook punch at me. Good, I might raise the gate, hit him again, and come over. Now for advanced guys who know how to twist and turn, this is the rear naked choke we all know. Head to his body and press down. That'll choke the man out. In the street, if I'm in fear for my life, I'm not in a sport, like I said, right? I grab his glasses and crush the glasses. You have a different man. He comes in, go hook punch. My hands go, all I gotta do is protect myself. There's no fancy There's no fancy karate or kung fu, but there's none of that. I'm not trying to do that because he's coming at me in real time. So we call this raising the gate. He swings, the gate raises him. Look, the elbow is still there. Knee to his center line. You can knee to his center line again. Take your hand and elbow. We did that with the cross pull. And now look, he doesn't have glasses. Look what I do. I rake his face. I grab under his nose and I rip it back. So what happens, he's my friend, but what happens to him is that he's constantly bleeding from the nose. So he can't breathe now. Now he's got to breathe out of his mouth. Now the fight is even harder because I ripped his nostrils. Come again, same thing. I put that gate in. Now look here. In a movie, I smack across his face, but here I want possession of him. If he had a hoodie or anything, I'll pull it over. Now I'm going to front elbow. See, a lot of karate guys do that. Front elbow. From the front elbow, we have the famous guillotine. Grabbing here. Let me show you the guillotine from this perspective. Around the neck, grab your own wrist and stand up. Fishbowl. Good. Excellent. So that is practical. 4 elbows, right? Knees, 2-hand grab. Guy grabs you, front kick to the groin. Right there. Because both hands are what? Occupied. If both of his hands are occupied, he can't hurt me. He's a puncher. There's a 80% chance he's not a martial artist. Let's say 90% chance he's not a martial artist. So that means he's not going to do what? He's not going to kick me. But he may punch me. We're fearful when he grabs me. Grab me? I'm scared of this. But I'm not scared of this as a martial artist. I'm going to take it because you got that. All right? And later on, we'll work self-defense kicks. Self-defense kicks, you see a lot of guys clinch who train. But self-defense kicks, the man grabs you anyway. I always wondered when I was a kid, if I got in a fight, I had to take my shoes off and I had to be able to throw a high kick. As I got into understanding self-defense and not sport, all my kicks are to the lower extremities in a self-defense situation. Where does a criminal rob you? He robs you in the elevator. He robs you in the staircase where it's tight. He robs you in an alleyway. He doesn't rob you in a place where there's space. So right here, he's got me. Good. The first one I want to do, even up your legs, we're just going to run through the routine, is here. Heel stomp. Heel stomp. You don't have to know side kick, but you turn, side kick. You turn, side kick. Now here's the next one. Sweep, sweep. It's exactly what it is. You sweep the floor and you kick, you hook his leg. All right, now from there, watch what I'm gonna do. Anybody can do this. I always suggest this for ladies. I palm his face, I turn, I elbow. Now watch what I'm doing. I cross kick. Cross kick, cross kick. That's the heel of my shoe. Remember when I told you when I was a kid, I always thought, if I got in a fight, I'm gonna take my shoes off. I actually did that. Don't tell anybody. I actually took my shoes off. Your shoes are your weapons. If I'm wearing boots, and now look, I got a back kick. Now without any jujitsu, any Aikido experience, hold on to the hand, step out, raise it, and pull it under your cup. That's all you have to do. Look what I can do here. Especially a man with glasses, to take his glasses off, hit him right here in his temple, hit him behind his ear where he doesn't want to hit, smack the front of his face, especially if he looks at me. If he looks at me, I hammer fist him to the face. And again, I can take him and pop him that way. That's some of the basic stuff. Now me, I'm a little more advanced. I probably get the fingers and lock him up, and I take him where I need to take him. My experience as a bodyguard, my experience as a martial arts champion, my experience working in the industry where you had to defend your clients against lions, tigers, and bears. I had to understand what really works and what doesn't work. And I got first-hand experience, especially even bouncing in the club, because you're talking about a guy who's drunk, a guy who's high. He doesn't feel a lot of the things that you do. You have to have understanding of your technique and your skill. But I always say we stay with the basics. So I'm going to show you one more time the basics we're talking about. Elbows, knee, front kicks, run your front kicks to the groin, and those self-defense kicks that I showed you. Later on, I'm going to show you how you work from the floor with the same self-defense kicks. Until then, stay tuned.